Interesting. In terms of the Penguins and Canucks making a blockbuster deal, the Canucks looking after a right shot defenseman Marino, then Kapanen, plus a first for JT Miller. I don't know how I feel about it. I think the Canucks were looking more at a scenario where they get prospects, but like you're getting a pretty decent right shot defenseman in Marino, getting a youngish piece in Kapanen where you have his rights and sign him, and then the first round pick. It's not horrible. It gets you 2 ready roster players, and it makes probably overall the Canucks a little bit more balanced, but I don't know how the Canucks would feel about Kapanen. I think the Canucks have looked at John Marino quite a bit. I think in terms of dumping Myers and Pearson onto certain teams, that would be a great ideal scenario. I don't know if a team is giving up a second for Tyler Myers. I think that'd be pretty dumb. But I think they could trade Pearson for a mid-round pick. Same with Dickinson. So it really depends. I think if they can move Myers, get another forward, then get a defenseman back in a JT Miller trade, I think it could be a really good scenario. It does seem like a lot of armchair GMs on Cap Friendly right now are making certain similar deals, looking for a JT Miller trade to Pittsburgh, where the Penguins would be able to talk to JT Miller and potentially dump Jason Zucker in another deal. So if the Penguins can do that in their perspective, if they can dump the Zucker contract, include Marino and Kapanen in this, and then sign JT Miller long-term, the Penguins' top 6 would be nuts. You'd have Crosby, Miller, Rust, Gensel, Malkin, and whoever else you want to throw in there. Like, that's pretty gross. Like, if you have your top line, Gensel, Crosby, Rust, Miller would help out Malkin a lot, and then whoever else in there. But that would, Rickard Rakell. So that closes out your top 6. I almost forgot that Rickard Rakell re-signed. So that's a gross top 6. Talk about, we've been saying Ottawa's top 6 is really nasty. Like, if Pittsburgh brought in a JT Miller, who can play both center and wing, their top 6 forwards would be nasty in Gensel, Crosby, Rust, Miller, Malkin, and Rakell. So it's an interesting concept. I think the Canucks will have to evaluate in their organization. Are they trying to trade JT Miller for younger pieces, like young, like prospects and 20, 21-year-olds, and then a couple higher picks? In this scenario, you're putting in a lot of faith in John Marino and Kapanen to bounce back, because the first-round pick likely for Pittsburgh is in the bottom 10 part of the first round. I like Marino a lot. I think it'd be a great ad for the Canucks. But again, it's just a matter of, do they feel they're more ready for playoffs? Then yes, sure. Marino and Kapanen solidified. Sign Kapanen, then you have Marino long-term. It would be more of a in the now solidified and for the next decade. But I think you could go even younger and set yourself up even greater in the future if you get a JT Miller and kind of maximize that return. So I know a lot of armchair GMs are going for it right now, but it's interesting to talk about. We'll see what direction the Canucks take it in, but Pittsburgh definitely could be a team they talk about if they are interested in John Marino, but then there's other teams that would definitely be interested in Miller. A lot of other teams. It just depends on if the Canucks get their asking price.